It is a difficult task to make a musical out of one of the world's greatest composers. So while Saving Mozart has a great cast and a lot of potential, it does unfortunately miss the mark slightly. Exploring Wolfgang Mozart's life from childhood to the creation of the Magic Flute, it's not a story without interesting moments. But Charlie Eglinton's book is quite thin, with extremely short scenes that don't really feel like they effectively flesh out this story. Instead, this is a show that kind of hits its stride a lot more with its side character. This being the character of Mozart's sister, a character that manages to strike a very clear emotional balance and feels like a character that this writer relates to a lot more. On the other hand, there's also characters like Mozart's father, whose strange motivations often feel like whiplash, and Mozart's rival, who doesn't really have a clear enough impact on the story to feel massively relevant. But the biggest challenge with adapting Mozart's life story is the music. It is a monumental task to be able to compete with that original music. So it does make sense that this musical goes in the complete opposite direction, but in turn it develops a fairly generic contemporary pop score. A score that is fairly simple, especially lyrically, that doesn't really match what we're being told about these child prodigies. In terms of staging and direction, it does feel very reminiscent to something like Hamilton, especially in the style of choreography. And while this does deliver a slickness to the production, it can feel very repetitive at times, with a lot of similar tricks being repeated, like characters standing upon a table or a piano and being pushed on that object across the stage. I cannot undersell how much this happens during the show. Saving Mozart feels like a musical that's still quite early in the stages of development. It feels like a lot of its detractors are things that can be adjusted with future productions. But right now, it's a little bit underdeveloped. But if you would like to make your own opinion on this show, you can catch it at the Other Palace until the 30th of August.